My name is Justin Kim. I'm head of Korea at Avalanche, and thank you so much for having us and the opportunity to be here and join thought leaders and innovating teams in blockchain industry at Taipei Blockchain Week. So Avalanche is actually the company behind Avalanche blockchain. So we are basically operators of Avalanche ecosystem. So we provide technical support, business development, and marketing efforts, to name a few. And we would like to talk about how we are trying and making efforts to simplify Web3 for builders like all of you here. So Avalanche is actually the fastest blockchain in terms of time to finality. So if you're not familiar with time to finality is the time that it takes your transaction to be posted on blockchain immutably and forever. So it takes about 15 to 30, 40 minutes on other EVM compatible blockchains, but on Avalanche, it's instant. So when you click on a transaction, sending an NFT to your friend or sending a payment to your friends, your transaction is posted on blockchain forever, and that is the fastest EVM compatible blockchain. So we were backed by reputable venture capitals here, and we right now have more than 1,600 validators, and we actually reached all-time high number of validators just yesterday. And we have more than 10,000 decentralized applications in DeFi, in gaming, NFT, and traditional finance as well. So how is Avalanche different and how is it better? It's because of our novel consensus. So if you look at the history of consensus, every blockchain that you know is actually based on either classical consensus from 1970s or Nakamoto consensus that you know from Bitcoin. But Avalanche consensus is actually the new and third generation of consensus that makes time to finality instant and really energy efficient. So Avalanche consensus is invented based on random sampling by our founder here, Dr. Emi Gunsir, and his colleagues at Cornell University. And Avalanche is also green. So based off our Avalanche consensus, we only use a fraction of energy compared to other blockchains for the same amount of transactions. But today I want to talk about the Avalanche architecture because it's very different from other blockchains that you know. So Avalanche is basically an ecosystem of many blockchains. So network of networks, or if it makes it easier, you can just call it app chains. So all the AVAX tokens and AVAX dApps and other DeFi tokens are all on C chain. So that's like the Avalanche blockchain that you know as of today. And C chain is where we have all the tokens. But if you look at P chain, so that's where we're different from other blockchains. So on P chain, you can actually come in as a builder and you can create your own blockchain for your product. So the custom chain is what we call subnet. So I get a lot of questions on why do I need my own blockchain? There's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, there's so many other blockchains. Let's say you're building a game for 2 billion users with a B. And there are some things that you can't just give up, right? You want to make your game gasless because no one wants to pay gas, right? And then since you're building a really, really good game, you want to secure high performance. And that actually means that you'll need your own block space. You will need your own traffic to yourself. And let's just assume that, unfortunately, gaming is a heavily regulated industry in your country or region. So none of these requirements can be actually met on general purpose blockchains, like not on Bitcoin, not on Ethereum, actually not even on Avalanche C-chain, because it's a general purpose blockchain that serves all applications. That means you will need your own independent custom blockchain, because subnet comes with a lot of options. So you can have your own set of validators, you can have your own gas tokens, or if you want, you can make it gasless. So our subnet is EVM compatible, but at the same time, it's actually VM agnostic. So you can build a blockchain on Solidity, on Rust, any other VM that you want. And we're building tools for builders every day. And you can have KYC features. So the gaming that I just mentioned you're making can only come to subnet as a solution. So then this builder will say, okay, subnet sounds really good. This is definitely something that I need, but I don't know how to build one, and I don't have time to learn, right? That's understandable. So subnet is actually something that subnet is not something that we built along the way. So subnet is actually in our original white paper from 2021, but there's something else that we built after talking to a lot of builders that want to build on subnet. So AvaCloud is the fully managed service that launches your own blockchain in a few minutes. So you can basically launch Ethereum with a few tweaks in a few minutes. And when I say a few minutes, we mean it. That's how it is to launch your own blockchain, your subnet using AvaCloud on Avalanche. So this is not a demo, this is not something that's in the production. This is actually live product used by a lot of partners like JP Morgan, AAA game studios right now. So AvaCloud has a full team available 24/7 for development, for Web3 consulting, to take care of backend infrastructure and validator and API services. That includes RPC nodes, managed validators, cross-chain messaging, because what good is your subnet if it's not interoperable with other subnets or other L1s and L2s, right? So you have all the infrastructure and the wealth of knowledge coming from us. And then we also work with other partners to make it easier for you. So Third Lab, if you are familiar with them, they have solutions that are basically pre-compiled, pre-made wallets with options to make it gasless, or we all talk about account abstractions all the time. It's already built into their wallets, and they also have a full suite of pre-built, battle-tested, and audited smart contracts. So what that means is, we talked about the time to finality being instant on Avalanche blockchain. But with Third Lab and AvaCloud, what we're trying to do is actually minimize your time to market, because you get to save up a lot of time and cost if you can use Third Lab and AvaCloud solutions for your products. Because the whole idea is for you to concentrate and focus on building your game, building your financial application. We don't want you to spend time on building blockchains. We take care of everything for you. So custom chains is where you come in as builder to create a blockchain for your own products. And we make it as easy as possible. So we talked about the subnets, the needs, and what are the actual use cases. Because I think in Web3, we talk about a lot of visions, goals, products that we'll make over the next 12 months. But then at Avalanche, we actually have products that are for you to use right now. And we have use cases that by the partners that we all know. So I'm going to start with the example from Korea. So if you SK is actually the second largest conglomerate in Korea. They're actually bigger than LG Electronics. So SK has the biggest telecom market share in Korea, and they launched their own subnet using AvaCloud about 6 months ago. And they already launched 3 major consumer applications on subnet. So the first thing you see right here is actually the largest loyalty membership program in Korea with more than half of the whole population on it. And they made an NFT version of it, and more than 300,000 people have KYC'd and converted to the NFT version of their loyalty membership program. And on the second picture, that's actually the screenshot of my ticket to K-pop concerts. So SK stepped into a ticketing business for K-pop because K-pop is really, it's really huge, it's really big. Everyone loves it. I love it too. So that's actually a ticket to a concert with New Jeans and J Park, if you know. Yeah, so that's the ticket. But why did they do it? It's very simple. Because with NFTs, you can actually program it so it cannot be resold. Because I never bought tickets at face value. Every ticket, every K-pop ticket in Korea is bought it out, and I always pay premium to buy secondary sales in the market. So that's why they walked into a business with the K-pop tickets. And if you look at this, if you're a gamer, you'll notice this name Faker, right? Faker is the face of T1 who actually just won the World Championship game of League of Legends. And luckily and very fortunately for us, T1 team is actually owned by SK. So what we did was, why don't you just launch your fan rewards program using Avalanche blockchain? And that's what we did, and it was really successful. So how did we help SK with AvaCloud? So SK is an expert in their online business and e-commerce businesses, but they're no expert in blockchain infrastructure. So we basically built the whole blockchain for them. So every user on those 3 different applications, they're using it thinking that they don't even know that it's actually Web3. Because we made the whole blockchain gasless, so they're not paying any they're not paying any gas fees for all the transactions they're making. That's only possible on Avalanche subnet, and we built the whole thing for SK. So what they in terms of business, so they saw 20% increase of new customers and 10% increase in Gen Z population. And I also want to talk about Shrapnel. I know some of you might be a gamer and might know about this game. So Shrapnel is an up-and-coming AAA game studio, and they're launching the game in a few months on Avalanche blockchain. Just actually, the example that I just mentioned, the builder that's building gaming for 2 billion users, that'd be actually Shrapnel case. So Shrapnel team saw the future of gaming in blockchain. So what they're trying to do is, what if I take down, so they're actually first-person shooting game. So what if I take down a player, take his NFT guns and skins, and when the game is over, I'll run straight to the online marketplace and put it on sale for $10. And if someone makes a purchase, I just basically made $10 just because I'm good at video game, right? So that's the future that Shrapnel saw. And these 4 or 5 transactions on blockchain can only be done with instant time to finality of Avalanche. So Shrapnel, it was just natural for Shrapnel to come to Avalanche and build their game based on subnet, and we took care of the infrastructure for Shrapnel using subnet and AvaCloud. So last but not least, this is probably one of the biggest developments in both blockchain and financial industry. So about a month ago at Singapore FinTech Week, these 2 were the biggest announcements of the whole week. So JP Morgan and Citibank have built their financial applications on Avalanche subnet using AvaCloud services. So these institutional innovators are choosing AvaCloud to power the next generation of financial services. And if you see on the bottom, Evergreen subnet is actually a pre-made subnet that's designed specifically for financial applications. It means we already have KYC features built in it. So what JP Morgan has achieved in terms of using Avalanche blockchain is, So I personally come from investment banking background. So banking looks all good like on the outside, but then it's actually a lot of, the whole time, like 90% of time and effort are actually spent on paperwork and administration. So if you look at the bottom here, so JP Morgan built their financial application on Avalanche subnet, and they actually reduced 3,000 operational steps to a single automated process. Just one click, this 3,000 operational steps are gone. And by doing that, they actually cut 20%, they cut the cost by 20%. So if you do the math, so we're talking about trillions of dollars worth of market here, and 20% cost reduction. If you do the math, it's a huge cost saving for JP Morgan too. So that's only 3 of many use cases that are actually using Avalanche Subnet and Ava Cloud. And we take great pride in working with these industry-leading innovators. And we are excited to see more of this coming over the next few months. And we would love to start conversation with builders here in Taipei today and here. Thanks so much for listening.